A battery of lawyers representing numerous downtown Minneapolis businessmen were in court this afternoon making one last-ditch effort to block the proposed city center project. Bernie Grace was there and filed this report.
Bob Short, owner of one of the hotels that is slated to be torn down to make way for the city center project, went to court with his attorneys in an attempt to get Judge Alan Oleski to change his mind. Oleski has given the green light for the city to condemn dozens of businesses in the block bounded by 6th and 7th Streets and Nicollet and Hennepin Avenues. When court adjourned, Oleski hadn't ruled. He's expected to within a week. If he sticks with his earlier decision, the only hope merchants have of saving their businesses is an appeal to the state Supreme Court.
It's currently before the judge. He may amend his findings, and if he does not, then I suppose the lawyers would decide whether or not they want an appeal.
You're a businessman. You employ one of the lawyers. What would you direct your lawyer to do?
Well, I wouldn't direct him to do anything. I would sit and visit with him about what we should do. And I'm confident that the present Judge Oleski may very well amend his findings.
Although Short doesn't know if he would appeal, attorneys for some of the other businesses here expect the case to end up at the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, the city says today's court action does nothing to stop them. So as of now, the city is moving ahead, and barring any court orders to stop, everyone in this block will have to be out by early August. Shortly afterwards, the wrecking crews would begin moving in, clearing land to make room for the $120 million city center project. Bernie Grace, News Center 11.
Norway's Prime Minister Nordli came to the Twin Cities today. Prime Minister Nordli will dine with Governor Quee tomorrow night and visit the Sons of Norway International Headquarters in Minneapolis. Mr. Nordli at an airport press conference added that his country will increase oil exports to the United States, but still added that Norway will never be a major oil exporter. The world's most luxurious steamboat docked this morning in St. Paul. The Mississippi Queen ended a week-long voyage up the river from St. Louis. Friends and relatives of passengers lined the dock as a band provided a musical welcome. However, despite the festive reception, some passenger spirits were a bit dampened as they waited for taxis in the rain. The stern wheeler was open for tours this afternoon, and tonight 300 new passengers will board for a week-long trip back to St. Louis. And sitting in for Glenn Burns tonight is meteorologist Keith Eichner with a word on the weekend weather.
Yes, and the weekend weather, I wish it was better, but we'll have some details coming up, and we'll try to shed some light on, hopefully, an optimistic forecast as News Center 11 continues.
Does your husband care about bathroom tissue?
He's not particular.
Wait till he tries White Cloud. It's so much softer, your husband will care. Diane, look. What is that? He's one in each hand. He's comparing White Cloud with your brand.
The one on the left is softer.
Turn it upside down and tell me what it says.
White Cloud.
I really didn't think he would know the difference at all.
Is softness important?
Yes, it is.
So what are you going to tell your wife?
Try White Cloud.
Your husband just picked White Cloud as softer than your brand. How soft do you think White Cloud is?
White Cloud must be quite a bit softer than the one he was
The one he was using was your brand.
I'll be.
So what are you going to do?
I guess I'll start buying White Cloud. I'll have to start buying White Cloud.
Why?
If it is the softest thing on the market, and if he can tell the difference, which I really did not think he would be able to, then White Cloud would be what I would want to use for my family.
Your family cares. Shouldn't you care to buy the softest? White Cloud.
It's happening tomorrow from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. Levitt's sensational 12-hour furniture sale. Tomorrow only from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. 12 hours of the most fantastic furniture values you've ever seen. Prices reduced on hundreds of America's best-known first-quality brands of furniture for Levitt's very special 12-hour sale. See our big ad in the newspaper. Then come see just how much you'll save during Levitt's big 12-hour furniture sale. Tomorrow only from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m.
Love it at Levitt's.
The 1979 Jeep Wagoneer. So much luxury, you'll find it at the country club. So much space, you'll find it on a summer picnic. So much comfort, you'll find it on a Sunday drive. Yet so rugged, you can find it where you can't find any other luxury wagon. If you need freedom as much as you need style and comfort, you know you need one. The 1979 Jeep Wagoneer. See your local Four Seasons Jeep dealer.
Well, weather-wise, I guess Saturday and Sunday might be equated to sort of a mixed bag of tricks, at least according to our meteorologist.
Yes, a mixed bag of tricks, and there isn't much we can do about it. Just like last Saturday, we're going to be having some problems tomorrow, but hopefully especially if you go north and west, weather conditions are going to be a lot better. Let's talk about the high and low for the day. First of all, it wasn't too bad overall today. That is, if you don't mind cloud cover. We had a lot of that today. We had a high today of 84 degrees. The overnight low this morning was 70 degrees, and presently at 6 o'clock in the Twin Cities, the temperature now at 84 degrees. The dew point temperature is still high, and that's why it still feels uncomfortable outside with a dew point of 66. Remember, it has to get below 60 before you feel nice and fine out there. The barometer is falling, and the winds are northwest at 8 miles per hour. Well, a couple of days ago, the 30-day outlook came out for the middle of June through the middle of July, and precipitation-wise across the Twin Cities today, or across the next 30 days at least, we're going to see below normal precipitation across a large swath of the country extending from California all the way east through the New England states. In terms of temperature, temperatures are going to be remaining above normal over the next 30 days. Temperatures will be remaining above normal, and we're going to wait for that to come up. Is it going to come up? There we are. Okay, temperatures will be below normal across the next 30 days, that is. Near normal temperatures across the southeastern states, despite the fact that we had above normal temperatures today and yesterday. That's what they're predicting from the long-range prediction group in Washington. But today, a rather cloudy day. We had showers during the morning hours, but then by afternoon the sun began to break through, especially if you lived north and west, and that's pretty much going to be the story right through tonight and portions of tomorrow as well, a mixed bag of weather. The satellite picture showing pretty much what we're going to be seeing, and here's the problem. There's a large band of clouds extending across southeastern Minnesota going all the way down through Nebraska. That's the cold frontal band that's presently causing our problems right now. This frontal band will become stationary over the next 12 hours, and little waves of low pressure will be developing along that front. And you see that large area of moisture out here that will be heading up in our direction as the front stalls out to our south. That's why we'll have to keep clouds in the forecast with some showers. Storm Surge radar at the present time is showing what we have left of the showers right here across the extreme southeastern portions of Minnesota, western Wisconsin, and look at that. It looks like an eclipsed sun. That's the anomalous propagation. We're very moist this afternoon. We're getting very strong ground returns. Normally we would not see that at this time of the day, but because of the high humidity, that's what we're encountering right now. Across the 5-state area, as of 5 o'clock this afternoon, a mixed bag of weather. This frontal system is dividing the area between two different air masses, the warm, sticky air off to the south and east, the cooler and drier air now filtering in across the northern and western portions of the area. Temperatures remaining in the 80s for the most part across much of the Dakotas at this hour, but it's only 72 degrees in Minot, 77 degrees, cool, dry air up in International Falls. Dew point temperatures all across the northern half of our viewing area are generally in the 40s, and that's the reason why they're having a very nice afternoon with very low humidities. On the national weather map at the present time, here it is. The cold frontal system is now beginning to stall out across western Wisconsin. A weak wave of low pressure across Nebraska and Kansas will begin to move up along that front during tonight. That will ensure some showers will be around in our area tonight as well as tomorrow. The high pressure center remaining north of Montana will continue to slide slowly to the east, and we'll never really get a deep penetration of this cool air, and for that reason we'll be right on the twilight zone between fair and cloudy weather. And the forecast spells that out with generally mainly cloudy skies tonight and tomorrow. Intervals of showers. Those showers could be heavy at times. Temperatures tonight generally between 64 and 68, but 50s in the northern suburbs. And then for Sunday, expect just partly cloudy weather, some light showers still possible, highs near 80, and for the pilots and for the boating people, northerly winds tomorrow and VFR conditions.
All right, thank you. Maybe things will improve a little bit as we move on.
Oh, I hope so.
Okay, great. Well, with the weekend upon us and taking into consideration, too, the weather, some of you might even be thinking about taking in a movie. Good time for that. And our News Center 11 entertainment editor, Nancy Nelson, has a suggestion for you this evening. Nancy?
I certainly do, Jim. If you want to do something nice for yourself this weekend, may I suggest you see The In-Laws, starring Peter Falk and Alan Arkin. It's a brilliantly funny film. They play the fathers of the bride and groom. Arkin is a conservative dentist. We don't know what Falk is, but in no time he's involved Arkin in something terrible.
Why am I getting so excited? The central piece of evidence in the biggest federal crime since the atomic spy case is sitting in my basement. You want to know why I'm getting excited?
So back to your lunches. Do I meddle in your business?
I want that thing out.
Poor Arkin gets dragged halfway around the world. He finds himself in a meeting with a more than slightly wacky general who has a face painted on his hand that talks to people and kisses them.
He's a very handsome.
All right. He's a raving fruitcake. Don't underestimate him.
Better than my describing it, this is what Peter Falk had to tell me just last week about his movie.
I've seen the picture 7 times with an audience. And it takes about 7 minutes in, and they start to laugh, and then they go, and they're laughing for the next hour and a half. They keep on laughing. It's really a good story. It's a funny story. And you get involved with these two guys, you care about them, you root for them, and it's got an unpredictable ending.
The In-Laws. It's the funniest movie to come along in years. Don't miss it. Jim, don't miss it.
Okay, I'll take your advice. Thank you, Nancy. In sports tonight, Bob reporting on, what, the second... Thank you, Bob. I like that. We wanted to keep it a secret. Reporting on the second day of the U.S. Open.
Yeah, second day of the U.S. Open is when all those obscure golfers have somehow lucked their way